Well, now we've heard from the men's side of physical fitness. Sports Illustrated says of my next guest, the greatest legs to ever stride the earth.
Great quote.
Isn't that a good quote? Yeah. There are the legs. There she goes. She's a world-class marathon runner. She's known for her vast knowledge in the field of fitness. And now she's channeled all of her know-how into a brand new book called Go For It. That's a good title, Go For It. And today she's going to give us a few tips on natural health care. Would you welcome Gayle Olinekova? Gayle? Greatest legs to ever stride the earth.
That's what they say.
Oh, well, they probably hadn't seen these.
Well, maybe, let's see.
No. You are going to be the first woman in the 1984 Women's Marathon Olympics.
Well, I certainly hope so. I'm training for that. The first.
But is it set as an event?
Yes, the first ever Olympic Women's Marathon is going to be on in 1984.
Yeah.
And I would also like to be the first woman that comes across that finish line.
Yeah, that would be exciting. How many do you think would turn out for that? Probably thousands to
Well, each country
qualify.
can only send 3 people.
Right.
So there probably will be, maybe 200 people in the
Are you the
race.
fastest in America?
Not at this point, no.
You never ran a marathon where you jumped on a subway and ran?
No, I didn't take any shortcuts. I run all the 26 miles. I was ranked 3rd in the world in 1979, and I took a 2-year sabbatical to write my book and to put something back into the sport. And then with the announcement of the Olympic Women's Marathon, well, that's something I have to go for.
Your heart pounded, huh?
That's right. That's it.
Why should a normal woman who looks pretty good work out?
Well, because you get a personal energy that it means a lot to anyone, man or woman. For instance, I'm training for the Olympic Games, but still I have to go through lines at the supermarket. I still have to go through the freeway pile-ups and all. I still have those Monday mornings when the phone calls just won't quit. But at the end of my day, after I've done my 2 runs, after I've lifted weights, after I've gone through all the regular routine, at the very end of the day, I still have enough energy left over for myself and for the people that I care for, and I think that's really the payoff.
At what time of day do you do your most exercising? That's interesting.
In the morning.
Always
in the morning.
Before breakfast?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Huh.
On Sunday mornings.
Never at night before going to bed because you'd be too alert?
Sometimes I do some stretching and things immediately before going to bed, but my biggest output is in the morning, and that could be up to 30 miles before breakfast on a Sunday.
Right. You brought some home remedies.
Yes, I did.
Simple remedies for simple little problems that we all have.
Things that you might have in your refrigerator.
Come on, show me.
Okay.
For example, what's a pineapple for?
All right, if you've had a very hard workout, or you've been dancing all night and you have sore legs, or if
you rub a
if
pineapple?
If you should sprain your ankle, you take the pineapple and you must eat it fresh, and you eat it immediately afterwards, and it reduces swelling in the body. There's a proteolytic enzyme in pineapple called bromelain, which actually eats away at dead tissue. And of the pro football players I coach, I have them eat the pineapple immediately after a game, for instance.
Really?
And it will keep the swelling and injury down in their body.
Never knew that.
It's a simple little cure here.
Simple little ice.
Okay, now, instead of using the extra strength, whatever, for your headache, grabbing those 2 little tablets or capsules or whatever, when you have a headache, you can take a piece of ice and just rub it on the spot in your index finger there. This place in the body is called by the Chinese a magic window, because pain can flee out, they say, from this place as if it was a magic window.
Well, I've gone for acupuncture, and they did stick needles in
Right,
there.
this is, you can do it with pressure also, but the ice is very effective.
And how long do you have to rub it to get rid of your headache?
Until the ice cube's gone. Maybe 6 to 8 minutes. And then you'll feel terrific because it triggers a release of a hormone in the brain called beta endorphins. And it blocks pain. It makes you feel wonderful.
And this is a brain.
No, that's not a brain. This funny little root here is called the ginger root.
Oh, ginger root.
And sometimes you don't know what to do with it after you've made some rice or a dish that calls for it. And has a real pungent smell there.
Does it ever?
What you use this for is to simply slice it up and then boil it in an enamel pot and drink the tea. It's very good for sore throat or any kind of congestion.
That's nothing like ginseng.
No, no. It has similar effects in that it purifies the blood. But you put this in a pot, you boil it up, and it gets rid of vagus sore. I'm sure from singing in the desert, you often get a very dry throat, talking a lot.
So what do you cut it up like that, and then what?
And you boil it in a pot of water for 10 to 15 minutes.
And drink the water?
And drink the water, and you actually get a little high from it. It has a very uplifting kind of
Hey, want to go out and get
healthy high here. Now this
tomatoes.
A bowl of tomatoes.
You throw them at athletes you don't like.
Only if they're rotten. You can just put the tomatoes in a blender. Okay, stand back. I don't want to get your beautiful white shirt there. Mix it up. All right, and then at the end of a very hard day when you've been on your feet, or as I said before, if you've been dancing all night, or if you're a racquetball player, or tennis player, or basketball player, and you get those hot spots on your feet, then this is what you do. You go over
God, I thought you were going to pour that over me.
Not on you, but in this bucket here. And you stick your feet in the bucket. And the tomatoes have the propensity to draw out fluid and inflammation and soreness from the feet. And your feet feel marvelous. It's really good.
You can't be serious.
Oh, try it, try it. You'll like it.
Don't look, Arnold.
Ooh, it's very
Sports
sexy
Illustrated said I
pose,
have two of the greatest feet to ever stride. You know what I use that for?
Cute little pinkies, I have to say that.
You know what I use tomato juice for? I have 3 dogs, and they are forever chasing skunks.
Oh.
And the minute that they get sprayed, you just get this tomato juice and rub it all over them, and there's no more smell.
That's right. That's beautiful. You're a good sport.
You got any mayonnaise?
Now, I do coach.
Anybody want a taste?
I coach a basketball player, and he swears that he just puts the whole thing back on the stove after he's used it and makes tomato sauce. But if you decide to do that,
That's called narcissism.
do not tell your guests that that is your course of action.
Well, it feels weird.
A little kinky, isn't it?
But I like it. We'll come back with Gayle, and she's going to put on her suit, and you'll see the legs, and she'll do wonderful things for you. That's the name of the book. Gayle Olinekova. There it says again, the greatest legs to ever stride the earth. Well, those two are going to walk out here right now and give you a demonstration of some of her workout techniques. Gayle, here she is. My. And a little applause for the legs. Am I ready? No, you do it.
I'll do it.
You do it.
Well, this exercise is to work this part of the leg. Now, it's a big problem with women, and an exercise bicycle is great for the front of your legs, but often you don't get to work this part. So what you can do to make your bicycle a little better for you is to simply get a chair and do it from this position.
Oh, sit behind the bicycle.
That's right, and then you have to use the force of the leg to contract and get your exercise. It's really an easy way, and you can watch TV, put a book on here, and just do it forever. It's a little bit more comfortable, actually, too, than sitting on the saddle and straining over.
And that's working the whole, including the inside?
Including the inside of the leg. It's a really good little exercise.
Give me another one.
Okay. Very often, we forget this part of our leg, from the knee down to the ankle, the front of the leg. And so I have a little exercise for that, and I make everyone do this, from housewives to football players, and it's deceptively simple, but you just take the leg, flex it so that the heels will be off the ground, and then simply do toe circles. Now, it seems very easy, but after a few, you'll really feel it.
Yeah.
You can get quite a sensation in the leg, and that will also help give shape to the back of the leg, because there must be always a balance between the front and the back of the leg.
Good.
And that's one way to do it.
Good.
Now, I have one we can do together. This one isn't too tough. You just walk with your toes up, and that again works the front of the leg and gives a nice shape. That's it. Can you feel it?
I love it. I walk this way all the time.
Try to keep your toes pointed straight ahead. That's it.
Arnold, you're going to turn to flab if you don't get up and do
Straighten
something.
up just a little. Can you begin to feel it in your shin?
No, I do it this way all the time. Doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, well, I hope I don't have to look over my shoulder for you at the Olympic Games. I have another one that's very good for the front of the legs, and it requires just simply going down, okay, in this position.
Well, I'll skip that because...
And then bringing the leg up. And the trick is to make sure that you don't try to help yourself up. Come over on the front of the leg and make that front leg bring you up, okay? So it's a lunging position. And then coming straight up.
Great.
And it's very good for the top of the legs. Anyone that can do that 100 times, I think is champion.
Fanny.
The fanny. You want one for your fanny?
Oh, not me. Personally. How many want a fanny one?
Okay. Well, this one's a lot of fun to do on your living room rug with somebody else. Actually, it's a little race. And you put your arms like this, and you just walk.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You can go forwards and then back again. And if I've had some...
You ever get carpet burns?
Yes. If you
do.
go too fast, your shorts will fall down. It's better to do it with a leotard on, because then you won't get a burn.
Right.
It's
Skid
true.
marks.
So that's another really good one. Of course, before you do any kind of exercise, you should stretch a little bit first or be warmed up.
Absolutely.
Do your exercise bicycle, and then go to these other exercises.
Good.
That's the way to do it.
It's a great book. And it's called Go For It. And it's Gayle Olinekova. Thank you, Gayle. Really enjoyed it. We'll come back after this message.